that's how they do it in Hollywood, and this time we learn how we do it in our espresso kitchen. Chef Cohen Request, how are you?
Mr. Lana Africa, very well myself.
You're bringing us Brussels sprouts to our kitchen. Now listen, Brussels sprouts most of the time I know is for Christmas.
Yeah.
This one you get at Eital. Now you bring it to our kitchen this morning.
Oh yeah, let's get crazy, yeah, hey?
What are we gonna make?
We're actually doing a quiche.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to get people to try Brussels sprouts when it's in a familiar format.
Right.
And everybody likes the quiche as far as I'm aware, so let's just go with that.
Okay, so I've got onions on here already in my little pan and they've browned. What do I
Stirring
do
with the best
next?
of them. Now we've got the onions, we're going to start adding in our the additional flavors.
Right.
So we're going to throw in our bacon, and you're going to carry on stirring.
Okay, I'll carry on stirring. You're
Yes.
probably one of the few Cohens that cook with bacon, hey?
I am. And I take much pride in being unique.
You should, but it's adding some flavor and I can
It is.
smell it already. Of course, you can recreate this beautiful recipe and also our quiche that we're making today. We'll give you that keyword later on so that you can get a link to our recipe. So additional flavors in here while I stir. What else do we put in our quiche?
So we're going to have to fast forward because we don't actually have
A lot of time.
Yes, so we're going to throw in our Brussels sprouts.
Now I see that they're cooked.
Yes, they are. What we've done is we've actually gone and boiled them prior to cooking them, just to save time and to make sure they're cooked properly when we add into our quiche. Best way to make sure they're cooked is to have all the same size Brussels sprouts. So if you put them all at the same size, they all could take the same amount of time to cook.
So it's not just enough to eat Brussels sprouts. No, you have to make sure that they're all the same size. Now, I want to ask you, how do you make sure that they don't turn bitter? Because the ones that I make usually go bitter.
That's unfortunately from overcooking, so you're a little too enthusiastic with the cooking process. That's when they go grey and they get like a slightly sulfuric taste, and that's when the bitterness happens.
So how long do I cook these for?
Green.
Okay.
They're green, and then you always use up flavor. It's called blanching. You take them out of the boiling water, and you drop them into ice cold water, and that stops the cooking process in its tracks.
Right.
Because when you take them off the heat, they're still hot on the inside, and that's when they continue cooking on the inside.
That's when it turns bitter.
Straight into ice water. So,
Okay.
we're going to do our celery. That's going to add a nice, like, slightly aniseedy, smoky flavor to it with the bacon. And then just because we're getting crazy up in here, we're going to add in apples.
Oh, that's crazy enough. Go on, Chef Cohen, you
So we're gonna-
daring thing.
Oh.
Add in some apple.
Instigator, instigator. And we're going to add in the apples, and our apples are going to add a sweetness, and
Right.
also going to help bring out the flavor
Oh,
of
it
the...
smells amazing. Okay, the apple's
I
really
don't
good.
lie.
No, I know this, Chef
And it's
Cohen.
going to make the bacon flavor come out even further.
Okay.
So while you're stirring away there, and you stir with such gusto,
And I'm good at this, right?
you're making
What
me look
are you doing
redundant.
next?
I'm going to make our custard, our savory custard. Okay.
Okay, look at that. Some eggs.
Eggs, beautiful.
What
Look
else do you get in there?
into our eggs, I'm going to be putting in cream, milk, and corn flour. The corn flour is going to stop it from separating. So it's going to bind everything so that it doesn't split while you're cooking it.
Okay. And how long do I keep stirring this for? I mean, I'm just going mad.
I think it's about done.
Okay, so I might as well take it off, right?
Please do.
Okay, right.
And if you can just decant it into that container.
No problem, and I'll switch all of this off.
Please.
That way. All right. So can I put it into our quiche? I mean, this
You
is
can.
the actual crust that you made, I
Yes,
see.
it is indeed.
Okay, so I can go mad.
Go wild. I'm not going to stop you. Let me not inhibit you.
If you just joined in, we're making a quiche in our kitchen this morning, and of course our theme for today is Brussels sprouts, and that's what we're cooking with. So Chef Cohen is giving us some ideas of how to make it easy to eat. This time around, he reckons put it in a quiche, and everyone will enjoy it. Our keyword for today is Packo. Now I see you've got a Packo product there.
Yes,
What are
I
you
do.
putting in there?
I've got our classic white sauce. That's going to add, it's going to be another binding agent. It's going to add in more flavor, buckets of flavor from a little sachet.
And that's your white sauce that you're going to put into the actual
Yes.
cheese now. Okay, so what do you call it? A chicken sauce. Okay.
It's classic. This is the classic white sauce,
Alright.
but there is a chicken gravy as well.
Alright.
I've also used the cheese and spring onion, which adds like another slightly more
And I like the
aromatic
fact that you use cream in there. I mean, it gives it such a good color.
and consistency as well. It's just nice.
And amazing.
So we pour this over the top. Okay,
Wow.
don't go all the way to top because the eggs do tend to swell
Okay, so you
and puffs
leave
up and it runs
there.
over. A little bit of salt over the top.
I love how you season it afterwards.
There we go.
And that's almost finished. Our quiche is looking
That
great.
goes into the oven, but that we can save for later.
For later.
Because here we have one that we've already prepared.
Now this is beautiful, a Brussels sprouts quiche, and as I mentioned, our keyword for today is Packo. Packo to 33728, and you stand in line of winning a Packo hamper when you SMS the word Packo to 33728. So I would want to stand in line for that product hamper, and also for this beautiful quiche. Look at that. I see you've decorated it with something else on the side.
Yes, so we pull out of the oven when it started to set, so that when it wobbles, and then we've done just a simple vinaigrette with lentils, lentils, onions, tomatoes, some rice wine, some red wine vinegar, and some coriander and parsley.
Listen, that's not really cooked, so you can whip up anything, I guess, next to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, are you gonna give it a try? Try the lentils.
I don't do bacon, Chef Cohen, but I'll try the lentils for now. And the Brussels sprouts, I'll just eat them raw.
Actually,
How about that?
I used all of them.
I know you did. Which is
Wow.
safe to say.
You make me feel-
This is one of the ways we can enjoy Brussels sprouts. But fear not, fear not. We're cooking with them later again in our espresso kitchen. Listen, I might just try some. We'll be back after the break.
Add richness and depth to stews with Bisto instant gravy powder.